Let's discuss a stock that's got 50 to 100% potential upside, what I like about it, my analysis, and exactly why I want to buy this stock. This stock could be ready to rebound. It got halved in its value due to COVID. You've probably not even looked at its share price. TripAdvisor is the company we all use and a lot of us use to do our traveling, from our hotels, from our bookings, from things to do. This is one of the top companies in the US that we use with travel. This company got halved in its value during COVID because everybody was restricted in their movement and in their travel. It's not an airline, no, it's TripAdvisor. It's one of the most top used comparable holiday websites that there is. We use these for booking our hotels, adding in our flights, looking at things to do. It is one of those websites that we use. Now, this company has taken a massive hit lately, so let's break down the fundamentals and the technicals of this company and where we think it can go over the next 12 to 24 months. So the reason why TripAdvisor shares have fallen is a little bit somewhat confusing. The largest shareholder is in financial trouble and they have over 29 million shares of TripAdvisor. They're known as Liberty TripAdvisor Holding. It is the holding company within that that's holding 29 million shares. So there is an issue there because overall this is one of the largest holders of the company. And with this, Liberty TripAdvisor actually have a controlling vote over what happens within TripAdvisor. And with them being in financial difficulty, it sort of leaves it in limbo from a management point of view of what happens with TripAdvisor. And overall, their redemption date is March 27, 2025. And this equates to roughly $300 million. And quite frankly, TripAdvisor doesn't have the capital to be able to do this. And it's also in limbo because Liberty TripAdvisor, the holding company, if they was to sell shares in order to get this money back, they would be okay. But however, they would then lose voting control within TripAdvisor itself. So it's catch-22. And there's concern there in itself because if the largest shareholder was to dump those shares, then overall, what would happen to the share price? There would be a big issue there for the company, especially in the short term anyway, with that amount of selling going into the stock. And I think this is all getting baked into the share price that we can see now. TripAdvisor was in a net loss, but overall this was due to tax liabilities from over a decade ago. If we start looking under the rug at how TripAdvisor is actually performing, it's doing very well. Especially TripAdvisor's experience platform, Vita, is up 23% year on year to $141 million. And overall, they have surpassed 1 billion gross in bookings. This shows you the potential behind this new experience platform. So let's have a look at the analysts and the breakdown of where they predict that over the next 12 months, TripAdvisor's share price would go. The average you can see here over 14 different analysts. The consensus price target is over $20, which is 44% upside from where we are. However, Goldman Sachs thinks the consensus is $24, which will bring this yield to nearly 77% upside from where we are in the current markets. I actually think this company has got a lot further to go long term, but it's interesting to see nonetheless what these professional analysts think the price will do over the next 12 months. And overall, 44% is not to be sort of sniffed at. That is a pretty good return yield over 12 months. Now, you all know that I'm a man that loves fair value and I love buying a stock at discount. But when we look at the fair value calculation of TripAdvisor, it is absolutely crazy. The current price is $14.4. The fair value is trading at over $63. That is nuts to think that, and we are 77% undervalued. This is something that we should all take into account because we want to be buying shares at a discount. Now, when we look at the earnings and growth forecast, we can actually see like longer term for TripAdvisor, it looks very positive. I don't see it going out of business as long as they can sort their management out and obviously please the largest holding company. You can see here that we're looking to see earnings and revenue increase throughout the back end of 2024 going into 2025. So when you look at this from a time and a horizon point of view, I think that holding this could be a nice long-term hold. So we're looking at the TripAdvisor chart here, and overall, look, we can see the high that was in March 24 of 28. You can see from high to where we are currently priced is down 50%. So do we think that we can achieve this upside, because we could easily be able to get back to where we were in August or July. And when we start looking at this in a longer investment curve, you can see that we are actually substantially down and we're below our March 2020 COVID low. And I just don't think that for the long-term outlook for TripAdvisor that we would be trading down here. I genuinely think that we could be reaching back to these heights of where people are traveling and using TripAdvisor just like they were pre-COVID. And I think that is achievable. So from a technical point of view, I would say that we're pretty much close to the floor. And I think the upside here from a 50% yield is very achievable. And not only a 50% yield, but 100% yield would take us simply back to March highs. I don't think that's much to ask. I think from a financial point of view, with the revenue and the growth that we're seeing, and also the projected growth and revenue yields that we can see on the back end of 2024 and going into 2025 is very positive. Overall, guys, if you like my idea and my concept behind TripAdvisor, get in the comments, let me know your thoughts if you are interested in buying TripAdvisor. And if you're not, let me know in the comments why. Let's see what the consensus is. Overall, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video about TripAdvisor. Don't forget to thumbs up, comment, and subscribe.